Right on. Good morning, everybody. This is the second video. We've got Anmol here in the foreground. In the background, we've got some photos of his training as well. And yeah, so Anmol, you've got a story that happened during your training at Kapooka.
Yep. I've got one. So basically, we spent a few days out in the wilderness, out in the Kapooka training area. This was towards the end of the basic training.
Yep.
We spent about 3 or 4 days out there in the, basically in the wetlands out there.
Yeah.
On the grasslands, the fields. And it was, a lot of it was to do with survival skills, how you survive out in the bush.
Yep.
With, you know, I mean, obviously there are resources and there's first aid and things like that if we need it, but just as a general rule, you don't have access to some of the basics that you take for granted. One of the things we had to do was picket. Basically a picket, for those
What's a picket?
Yeah, for those who don't know, it's providing, imagine you're in a battalion and you're providing surveillance 24/7 to ensure that your position and that your area doesn't get overrun or ambushed by the enemy.
Yeah.
So our job is we would always have to have some people awake in our area at all times of the day. So obviously during the daytime we're attending classes, we're learning things, doing stuff like that, so we're obviously already awake.
Yeah.
But during the nighttime we would have to have at least 2 people awake at all times to do the picket.
Yeah.
And basically that means you stay awake, you go to sort of the front position, and you look out and ensure that there are no ambushes and no enemy attacks, nothing like that.
Right.
So throughout the 3 days, you had certain times in the night where you have a rotation. Obviously, you'd hope for an earlier rotation, but it doesn't always work like that.
Yeah.
My rotations were normally somewhere in the middle. They were 2 hours long. And so from about either 12 o'clock till 2 o'clock or 2 a.m. till 4 a.m., 4 a.m. till 6 a.m., you get the point. You would have to maintain your picket and your position. And we were in groups of 4 as we were doing this, but we'd work with other groups as well. So you can imagine that part of New South Wales, during the nighttime, it was extremely cold. This is June, July. So we had sub-zero temperatures. So in a situation like that, I made sure that I was as rugged up as possible.
Sure.
I had my army jacket on top of my, I believe I might have been wearing my super jacket.
Oh yeah.
I found a way to tuck that in underneath. Don't ask me how I did that. I think I did. And then obviously I had my shirt on directly underneath that.
So you're very well rugged up.
Very well rugged up. You got the gloves, you got the face mask, you've got the beanie, not beanie, the hat, and you basically covered up in every way, shape, and form. But nonetheless, it was still extremely cold. Thankfully, it didn't rain.
Yeah.
As far as I remember, thank goodness. But it was extremely cold weather, and so it's probably about minus, you can imagine near Canberra at that time in the morning.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we did a picket. We held our position there. So we'd spend a few days. We'd be eating out of our what they call rat packs.
Yep.
Rat pack is basically like a pack, and it's basically food that you can survive out in the wilderness with. Food that doesn't, you can.
Well, I said nice, but it's obviously not nice. Yeah.
It's not the worst either. It's actually not the worst. It's basically like.
So it must have been a very tough experience, but a good one.
Yeah, no, it was like you had your protein.
Did you ever sleep off or doze off
packs,
while on picket?
So we did. There was one incident where I was on the last day.
Yeah.
Where after I finished my picket with another person, I was awake during the whole time. Tempted to wake someone else up, so it was their turn to do the picket, and realized later on in the morning that person actually hadn't effectively woken that person up. And so that's a good learning experience actually. That when you're once you finish your picket, you have your responsibility to actually ensure that person, whoever you're on picket with, actually does wake up. That person, you have responsibility to try and wake that person
to hand over.
Yeah, do the proper handover, because the person I was with ended up having to stay out there longer. So that was a good experience for me. A good learning, and yeah, it was after about 3-4 days. Then right at the end of that, we had the challenge. I believe it's I believe it might be known as the Kapooka challenge.
Right.
That basically finishes up your training just before you march out.
Sure.
Obstacle courses, long kilometers worth of marching, kilometers of marching.
Yep.
Getting wet, going underneath tracks, and it is very exhausting. You've been up for already about 12 hours, and then you're going for hours and hours, just doing very physical work, carrying heavy loads.
Yep.
Going all across the army bases. It'll definitely be one of the toughest 3 to 4 day experiences I've had.
Yep.
Jointly.
Okay.
But once you finish that quarter challenge, and even though you're all wet and you're all covered in water because you have to jump in the water pool, fight your way through the water, then come back out with your rifle, obviously in your hands. You have to look after your rifle.
Yeah.
Once you've done all that, then it is exhausting, but you get through and you're done, and you're finished. You're finally done, and
excellent.
You feel that great sense of gratitude that at least this is something I was able to get through. At least it's something I was able to survive through.
All right. Excellent, Anmol. Thank you again for sharing this with us. I'm a lot wiser today about what it means when you say you've done a picket.
Also, you get your picture taken.
Oh yeah. Yes, I think I've got that in the background, like I said.
Yeah, there's other ones. Those are not. Those are the ones from the challenge before, but there's the other ones that we should have access to somewhere.
All right.
With the black rifle, yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Anmol.
All right. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Thanks.